Okay, so to do these effect, just like you saw in the previous example that I did, it doesn't really matter. One of the things about the pictures there say, okay, let me just talk about pictures for a moment. When you import a picture, it's going to bring it in kind of big. Okay, so let me just talk about that for a moment. If you notice, if I take the picture and I put it in the timeline here, you'll notice this picture, you don't even see the river in here, right? You don't even see the river. So one of the things you could do is you could go into the video effects window, and under motion you could scale it down, and now you can see it. Okay, you can see it right there. So in order to do some of the effects, you might need to shrink your picture down significantly to get it to fit into a window properly. Now if that is something that takes a lot of time, and let's say you didn't have time to take all those pictures and resize them inside of Photoshop. Because in theory, what I possibly should have done, if I was going to use this picture the way it is in my video without having to shrink it down like this, and I want it to fit in the whole window, there is an option inside of Premiere so that you don't have to worry about it, and it'll shrink it down to fit the screen. And that option, because right now if you look at it, see again, this is really blown up. If I go underneath the where is it? There is an option inside here to actually make it smaller to fit scale to frame size. Okay, so if you don't want to have to go through scaling it, so I guess here let me explain again what I'm trying to say. Let's say you took a bunch of pictures with your digital camera. And of course your digital camera takes a lot larger than the 720 by 480 window, and you want to make a video with a bunch of photographs. In theory you would have to go and open them all up in Photoshop and resize them all to 720 by 480 and all that stuff, right? You follow me so far? Well, you don't need to do that. What you could do inside of Photoshop or inside of Premiere is if you have a picture that's bigger than the window size, like in addition this one is bigger than the window size, there is an option underneath the clip window video options, and it says scale to frame size. What that'll do is it'll scale it down and it'll fit in the window. Now, of course, the dimensions of this digital camera doesn't take the same dimensions of the widescreen video, but it automatically scaled it down to fit in the window. That's a quick and easy way of doing it without.
Do you have to do that per picture you bring in?
You can grab a whole group and do that.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't have to do it one picture at a time. You can do it to a whole series. Okay, so remember that one. That'll save you a lot of time if you're using a lot of pictures. Okay, let's work with the first mask that we have. I have mask 1. I'm going to put it over top of one of my pictures here. And all you do is put it in video 2 channel. See, in video 2 channel. And one thing you'll notice is automatically you'll see the window sort of doing its thing here. Okay, you can see it doing its thing. And let me pull it away a little bit, and you can see it's you'll see the mask through the window. I'm using the river footage and the mask 1. And then if you remember from last class, we were animating using the effects control. So to make it look kind of cool like you saw in the video, the example that we have at the beginning of class today, if you click on the picture, you could change the scale and the size and the position. Remember doing this last week where we have a stopwatch? We could turn the stopwatch on. And then I'm running out of space here. Let me put this back over here. I could put the stopwatch on. And I don't have any room on the screen here. There we go. I can put the stopwatch on right here for position and scale, and then I can move, remember this bar over here for the timeline, and I could move it to a new position and click these diamonds again. Remember these from last class? And then I could move, I want to move this actually down like this. Oh, not too far. And then maybe scale it up a little bit. Or how about we start at the very beginning with it being kind of zoomed in. Maybe zoomed into the river. Maybe we have it zoomed into the river. And you can see the river right here. Here it is. Zoomed into the river at the very beginning right here. And then if we go out here to this part right here. A quick way to jump between the keyframes is there's little arrows next to the diamonds. There's little arrows next to the diamonds here. These diamonds represent the keyframes. If you click that arrow, it'll jump to the keyframe that you have. And then I could scale it down maybe. And let's move it. I can't scale down too much because this doesn't fit the window. But you get the idea. If I preview it now, you'll see that I got this picture slowly panning across a picture with a mask around the outside. Gives it much more dramatic look. See how it's kind of you don't really see it because it's kind of small, but if you look at it, if I make this bigger here, you could see how it's panning slowly across. This is a tributary of the Magdalena River. And they don't really have edible fish, I don't think, in this river. I don't know. Maybe they do. I didn't see any. Okay, so that's one way that you could make a nice dramatic look from just a still image like you saw in the example today. Okay? I should never have stopped that.